think I've ever been this alone, yeah. I don't think I've ever felt this alone, gotta make that move for those people who gon' appreciate you and everything you do. Cause I don't think I've ever been this alone, yeah. I don't think I've ever done this alone, yeah. I don't think I've ever felt this alone, Tell me about your culture, I wanna know more. I know you're sorta older, and you lived a longer life. Tell me your ups and downs, show me how you get around. I know it's scary out here, and I do believe in fear. Cause we seen shit, and I've said shit, god damn it, I ain't mean it. You can lose your faith if you've been there, and if you find somebody that's been there, better hold them close. The greatest lie, the devil's not alive. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been this alone, yeah. I don't think I've ever felt this alone, yeah. I don't think I've ever done this alone, yeah. I don't think I've ever felt this alone, gotta make that move for those people who gon' appreciate you and everything you do. Cause I don't think I've ever been this alone,
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Take it off. Why won't you just take it off? Girl, you know I take a loss. Know I'll see you again someday. Know I'll be the man someday. So take it off. Why don't you just take it off? Think that you're advantage of me. Not too far
Love Wednesdays. What's up?
Let me get rid of it. Boom. You guys are up. Screen is up on these guys.
What's good, everybody?
Another episode of I Love freaking Wednesdays. I Love Wednesdays is back again. Season 2, episode 3. We got a special guest in the building.
Special.
We got Kendrick back in here.
Looking fresh.
Kendrick back in here.
Looking straight out the
with
steampunk era.
Shorts on, you know what I'm saying? Skies out, thighs out.
What's that one dude that sang that that part?
He might be out of the Blade comic book. Is what I'm
talking
thinking.
about. That part. That part.
Schoolboy Q.
Schoolboy.
Oh,
is it Schoolboy
true.
Q? You look like a very healthy Schoolboy Q. 'Cause Schoolboy Q is not a very healthy person, if I may say so.
School.
And we're back again, man. I'm here.
Oh, definitely, man.
You know,
I'm happy to be
outside.
here.
We got the big Poppy, Big Mama right here. You know, I'm right next to me. I gotta show love, my baby right there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? We got some
a
great
name yet?
topics. Bertha.
Big birthday.
Definitely have
Big
some
birthday.
great topics
Right now.
today. We got locally lit. We're gonna go 2020 candidates.
We're gonna
Whole
go
bunch of
straight
people.
into some 2020 candidates. I know Kendrick wanted to talk about this,
almost
and
that time.
so
So
I'm
we'll let
gonna,
you
I'm
bat
gonna
it
let
off.
y'all take the floor, man. I'm gonna let y'all take the floor because I think y'all got it.
Yeah.
Who are you rooting for? I'll say this. Who are you looking to root for in the 2020 candidate?
Personally, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, she's a junior senator in California right now. I mean, I will say first of all, there's way too many candidates right now. Like there's usually I feel like the problem last election with Democrats. There's way too many people, and then like got down to like people who knew the most. So,
Right.
Like, people knew Hillary Clinton the most, so she got it. But it was like, so I need to like kind of whittle it down.
Have you seen the Republican candidates? Because I haven't looked at
I
him.
mean, it's just gonna be Trump.
For him,
Yeah.
there's nobody contesting him.
There's nobody contesting.
Nobody
I don't
contesting
think so
him.
either. Like, there's
I think
nobody.
somebody with common sense should be like, all right, I'm gonna try to platform.
I
you.
think common sense even might get like because Trump has no common sense.
Yeah.
No common sense, bro.
There's no fighting him
So,
because
yeah.
he'll pull some like crazy
Yeah.
mind twist and really his.
I feel sorry.
supporters-
I don't really hear much about Democrats either. I mean, I know I hear
Because
from
there's
y'all.
way too many. It's
Yeah.
all
Bernie Sanders is who I'm going for, and
Yeah.
it's because
That's the only one I do hear
regardless of
about.
how old he is, it doesn't change the platform or the politics that he's run on for the last 40 years. It doesn't change anything that he's done in the past. Like I'm really proud to say that I would be going for Bernie Sanders because he marched with Martin Luther King. He wants Medicare for all, which we already spent billions of dollars in our military. We upped our national
34 cents in
debt.
every tax dollar
Right.
goes to the military.
We upped our national debt by $1 trillion for our military, and that part of that is to go into a space budget. So I'd say like we have money to do all that. We have money to invest in our education and our public health.
Yeah, for sure.
That-
They're both like, I mean, there's some pretty progressive candidates in the Democrat now. Like, Beto's pretty progressive. Kamala's really super progressive.
I like both
Obviously
of them.
Super progressive.
Mm-hmm.
But with like, I really like Kamala Harris. So I don't think the Democrats really want Bernie Sanders like as the Democrats.
They think
The
they think
NC.
he's
I
too
always,
old,
that's
but
the
that's
reason,
also the
reason why I don't vote
establishment.
for Bernie
Yeah,
because I
'cause,
feel like
like,
they
they're not
hate
gonna-
on him. So
yeah,
I feel like
they're
Bernie
not
should
gonna
run as an
support him.
independent.
If they were
almost.
independent, he'd have.
But he's
yeah.
also said why he
And it's-
doesn't run
it'd
as
be
an
kinda hard
independent.
to. It'd be hard to for sure.
Why he said he doesn't run as an independent is because he doesn't win.
I
He
mean, I
said
don't think
like
he's
we're
gonna win
gonna
as Democrat, to be honest.
we're
I
gonna
don't think
take
they won.
over a well, it's the established Democrats,
saying the
and
DNC,
and
yeah.
really the DNC. It was Tom Perez who worked all against him. If you look at before the votes were even
they made
before they
votes
even
about
voted. That almost all of the superdelegates, there's like 600 superdelegates for the Democrats.
Yeah.
Over 300 and something went for Hillary Clinton right off the bat. Their votes are like worth
Yeah.
double, triple ours. So now they're being counted, and even from the start, what it's doing is it's putting her ahead
Yeah.
on some of these polls, and it made Bernie Sanders look like he wasn't going to win the whole time.
Yeah.
And then if you would have flipped that around, he would have had the nomination.
More people were informed, but it's like name recognition, and it's like I said, the DNC they don't really back him. So
No, they don't, and that's like I said, that's the biggest problem I had, and I feel like Hillary could have had it, but she was, and just not to keep harping back to the old election, but she could have had it, but she just wasn't out there. She was, I don't know if she was
Yeah,
sick.
I mean, she
something
wasn't-
was going on where she wasn't out there.
She wasn't
and
the person to
she
go
didn't
against
relate
Trump's
to
kind of
nobody.
But they didn't.
She only related to the superdelegates because
Right.
all those people were like,
They're
yeah, we're
established,
big corporate
right.
people. She's talking to us. She's like, she's gonna help us out. So
Def-
yeah, of course we're gonna,
I'm
get
saying
her
like
in there.
Kamala.
It's 'cause they're definitely
and Bernie are both
established
dudes
with
who
it.
would go against Trump in a debate and win. Like Hillary was never going to win a debate against Trump.
Right.
Like, she's the way he's coming out. But like Kamala she was like the attorney general. You know what I mean? She was a state prosecutor, so she's like super hard nosed. Like she's like a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? And Bernie Sanders is like that too. He's not going to back down.
The
in
camera
debates.
is so wide right now. I don't know what's going on.
Oh
Check out the
wow!
whole angle, bro.
I would go back to like really the way that how dirty she played, I feel like, is why people still didn't entrust with her wanting to become president. I don't know. There's still people that will always go for her. But I didn't personally want to see Hillary Clinton.
Camera again, you probably want to.
All right.
It's pretty wide and pixelated right now.
All right. I'll go hit it. Y'all hit off that topic.
Yeah, what were we talking about again?
Yeah, I mean,
What was it
Hillary
on?
Clinton and Bernie Sanders
What were
in
we talking about,
2020.
Bernie? Big old Bernie.
The
The top 1% of the 1% of the 1%. We're gonna be fighting against him, but I feel him like if he did go on independent, it'd be way too hard for him to get anywhere near. I feel like the votes, but I mean it wouldn't be impossible. But I'm saying,
I mean, I think last year was like the most an independent candidate ever got. It was what's his face? The dude that was from Arizona. I think he got like 0.7% of the vote. That was like the most independent had ever gotten.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that one dude that messed up with Aleppo, he fucked up.
Yeah, Gary. That's the dude. Yeah, Gary Johnson. That was him. Gary Johnson. I forgot his name.
Aleppo. I don't know what Aleppo is, but I mean, like you said, there's a lot of Democratic people, and I think that's such a problem. So it's quantity, but it's not a lot of quality with the Democratic candidates. I mean, in this,
well, it's like you don't get a chance to like dive in on like anybody's policy like that because there's too many names so that you don't really care about all of them. It's hard to care about that many people at one time. And so then you go with like a name that you know, which would be like, you know.
That's one thing I give Democrats. They have a lot of ideas, but they just don't. Not at all. Nothing right now. It's like the menu screen or something.
I mean,
See, this is the technical difficulties.
people need to see this face. Right? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I look pretty good today. I'm just saying. I got the beard growing in. You know what I mean? I don't got the Paul Pierce.
Hey, my beard's already grown. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, I got
just
my good side.
Check it
my beard's already grown.
Good side.
Check it one more time.
Oh, my bad. I'm
Coming.
thinking
Coming.
Okay, yeah, way better.
You got it?
Way
Both
better.
sides?
Let me
Are we focused?
Caramel poppy.
That's the thing about live streams, man. You run into difficulties.
let me make this. Whoa,
All right, we're taking this out.
Let's say it right there.
whoa, bub. I got you guys.
No, those are some good topics to hit upon as far as especially.
Like I said, it's like, but in like
there's
we talked
substance.
about, there's no Republicans really messing with Trump right now. Like that's the
No,
problem
they're all
with Republicans.
They're not gonna.
Yeah, there's nothing. They have no momentum.
If you were a Republican and wanted to run against Trump, what would you say?
I am legally a Republican.
But what would you say? What would you
Is it
say to
legally?
him then?
Legally.
There should be. You're gonna get me going off on the.
I'm way more independent,
we
though.
shouldn't
I'm way more
have we shouldn't have a party system because I feel like that's gang structure politics that keeps us arguing.
red
and
versus blue.
that'll go into a whole different topic. But if you were a Republican, like, what would you try to run as far as like trying to say that? Would you think
Democratic that I felt was
Right.
nice and take it and make it Republican? Like I would. That's
that's where I feel like it's just like that's why we should run on a no party system is because there's a lot of
they're very stern in their ways, like,
right?
When it comes to like Planned Parenthood,
okay, and
when it comes to like just having God in government,
right?
That's a big thing. A lot of stuff. I mean, that's kind of anything that ties to that, they kind of. I know that's only two things, but anything that ties to religion, they're happy about. But
right.
If it seems like it's too progressive and it kind of scares Republicans away, you know what I mean? Or at least the maybe like the baby boomer Republicans, you know what I mean? Like,
right. True.
Like there is a new age of Republicans coming out, but I think maybe they should even just change the whole process, man. Maybe
the whole platform.
Democrats are talking about they want to get rid of.
If you ran on a no-party system, you would have to look at every candidate a lot more objectively.
Yeah,
I feel like.
I feel like we do have a lot of good checks and balances in already as a governmental system, and like even as Trump is president. Like I never understood that during that whole time people were like the end of the world. I'm like he's not, how much is he really going to be able to do? He's going to be able to probably get some shit through, but he's not just because of who he is and how he's doing it. Don't get me wrong, he's doing some like revolutionary shit. But when it comes to like if he came down to it, like there's people out there that will check his ass.
The only thing I'm thankful for Trump is that he showed people's true colors. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you saying?
I'm saying the only thing with that was like it's not really because like the president's. Whoever wins the presidency, it's not that big of a deal. It's more like you're like a figurehead. Like, you don't have that much power if you really really think about it. So it's like the thing was that.
But you do have an influence.
It's a bad representation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Influence is like a bad representation of like America.
You're like America's CEO.
And like when you see people, when you see a dude like that who's like the head of like the country, like the free world, like
you have a responsibility to set an example for our youth in America.
So if they see like he's acting like that, it's fine. It's all about representation. So that's like that was like the real issue. That's like. People are emboldened in like their views that are kind of like, I mean, what we would call backwards.
I know we'll talk about it later, but like I'm not saying this ties into it, but there's a lot of things with like the New Zealand shooting. Like,
Yeah,
there's
that
a
was
lot
a
of
big
stuff
thing.
that you said there's kind
Yeah,
of
it's
been
a perfect
brought
segue.
from the brought into the light.
Right. True.
Maybe.
Is camera good?
Yeah.
Alright.
Y'all are looking good.
Just
You guys
making sure.
looking
Yeah, that's what I'm
fine.
saying. Like, it made,
fine
like-
as wine.
like showing representation, like that's like a perfect segue. I mean, like it made like Islamophobia like seem like more of an okay thing to like feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like your feelings are validated because like the top dude in like the top country in the world like feels like that. So
Yeah.
But if you truly, practice your religion, even in, I would see, man, like, if you even half practice your religion or understand it, you would go into life like not judging others, and I feel like that's exactly what a lot of people that say they're Christian but want to be like, okay, well, if you're against abortions, like, are you gonna be willing to set these systems in place for these kids that are not going to be aborted to live a meaningful life?
Yeah.
What systems are you going to set in place for
hear that.
our future? So if you're you can't say you're against abortions but against a certain child or even a Mexican child. You can't say you're against abortions but then saying a Mexican, right?
When like a lot of those kids are gonna need welfare.
And you're absolutely right, and I think this is a perfect segue. I think we can probably go into New Zealand for sure.
Okay.
But I still kind of want to continue on this. 'cause
Right.
What I was talking about this word meta, and I think this word meta actually kind of applies to a lot of things now.
Explain meta to me,
And
because
the reason I said meta is we think about the meta of. If we think about just the meta of the election, our last election with Trump,
Right.
there's so much to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's media involved, there's Democrat, Republican, Independents, there's so much to it that it's not just one outcome. People can't just blame it on one thing. People can't just say, all racist people voted for Trump. That's why
Right.
Trump's president. He's a Nazi. Da-da-da-da-da. People have to, like, you have to look at it objectively and be like, look, there's a lot going on here. We're in 2019. There's a mixture of a bunch of stuff going on, especially stuff with social media and the internet that ties into why people
There's
voted for anybody.
personal lives.
Anybody. There's some crazy. There was some really crazy like Hillary people out there that if you were saying anything about Hillary, you know what I mean?
It's
They
the
were
same.
like,
It's the same as like the people who are saying only vote red is the same as only vote blue, because now you're getting in this mindset that like you should only be supporting a candidate for their color or their party.
And doesn't that feel like it's blown up this
Yeah,
election?
yeah.
Like,
It came
we get into this
way more about
2020.
division instead of
Yeah.
like trying to find unity
Right.
or like things that'll help like America as a whole. Like even because there are stuff like Republicans do that are obviously going to help Americans. That's what it should be about. You know what I mean? But it's like it became just so divisive. Like if they want to do something, then we're going to automatically go against it. When that's how it should be.
Yeah, exactly. And it just kind of plays into the role like people don't understand the meta. They don't understand.
We don't
like,
talk about it enough within
Yeah.
our families too. We're always taught to not talk about politics or religion, and that's why I love doing this with you and you guys, because it honestly is like it gets us to talk about those hard to talk about topics that people don't discuss enough, and then we don't have the coping mechanisms to be able to have these hard to talk about discussions without flaring up and getting heated and everything. And that's like the bug within our American politics. That's a two-party system. That's what keeps us arguing.
I feel like this election is definitely going to have
Right.
a big thing. I think a seller of to throw this out to candidates and stuff like that is talking about definitely not gun control, but just talking about all these mass shootings that are going on.
Right.
Yeah.
What people can do to solve it, because that's where we're at now. Is like we got to find a solution. As much as it is bad, and as much as it keeps going on, and it seems like isn't a solution. There is one out there.
There definitely is.
But we're gonna have to
I'd say
put our head on the pavement.
I'd start saying like gun control, and it's not just saying like take everybody's guns away, but there's got to be mediums as far as the NRA can't be selling to unlicensed underage children. A lot of the times, like there's videos of children walking in going to buy unlicensed or unregistered weapons. I don't think that there should definitely be a background check as far as like a mental background check.
Yeah.
Because then if you're mentally ill or been like medically indisposed to a medical center for medical reasons, as far as mental goes,
there's been
like
so many polls. Like the lowest one says like 85% of Americans are for background checks and for mental health background checks, stuff like that.
so there's got to be a more of a control issue, I think, with the NRA. But
I mean, that's not going to happen because the NRA is the biggest lobby in America.
But at
so
the same time, if
the grease in everybody's
it's not
pockets.
going to happen if we don't band together and fight it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen if we don't do something about it. That's what's upsetting about
And
it.
it's turning into a worldly thing. And this is kind of where I'm getting at with the meta, where it's like sometimes when I say something, I feel like I sound stupid to myself because I'm like, there's so much going on here that's led up to this. There's so many statistics I can look up to try to make more points, more things like this. We only basically know what happened in New Zealand, like kind of just that there was a shooting. there was a Facebook live stream of it. This
Oh,
guy,
was there a
that's probably
Facebook
the
live
closest
stream?
thing that we could get to it of actually
Right.
experiencing and actually being there
Right.
without listening or
Without being
reading
there
anybody's
firsthand, right.
opinion on it or whatever, something like that. That's probably the closest we'll ever get to knowing what exactly happened. But I mean, he made like a whole, I think it was like a 75-page. I could be wrong on the number. 75-page manifest
on Facebook.
Really?
And he talked about the reason why him doing it. He brought up a lot of social media into it. And I know you were talking about us kind of being desensitized, us as Americans, and I did feel that way too. As soon as I heard about it, I was just like, man, like
It almost feels like when you hear something about that in America, you're just like, oh damn, another shooting. Like it's happening
all
every
it is.
single
It's
day.
Like
and
you're expecting it.
we should definitely not get there. We should definitely keep like I feel like every single time something like this happens, we need to sit our families down. We need to sit our friends down and at least talk about it and start thinking about the morality issue of it because because life is not guaranteed. And I was just having this conversation with a good friend the other day. It's like I appreciate everything so much more on a deeper level since the holidays, but it's more like because I realize like I could die. I could be at work like having a shitty day, go home from work and die. And why would I want to spend my last remaining moments on earth in a shitty mood, or it's stuff like that. But as far as desensitization in America, I feel like that's been there for the last 10 years. Ever since 9/11, I feel like it's more prevalent. Now we should be having these discussions.
When I say meta, I feel like even longer than that. I feel like we've been at war. I feel like social media kind of is, I always say it's like a mirror for the world now, or not just social media but the internet now. It's like even all the satellites surrounding us, it may just be satellites to us and be frequencies and stuff like that, but in a way it's kind of like a mirror of the world. We can kind of see what's really been going on, because it's been really, if you think about it, years ago it's work like we don't want to live in medieval times or anything before that, or a little bit after that, anything like I wouldn't want to live in that time because it's probably way worse, genocides, things like that. So but now that we can actually see what's going on, and now it's like this guy. I don't know if y'all seen. Did you see the video?
Yeah, yeah.
I did not.
You talk about morale. I couldn't watch it, man. I was like, my morale I couldn't take it, man. I was like,
that's an energy level that you're gonna expend to yourself watching stuff like that, and that's something that I can't do.
But it's like we talk about. You're talking about Americans getting desensitized, and it's like that was literally the biggest mass shooting in New Zealand history, and that was in like 10 days. So it happened on the 15th. The 18th, they came out and said they were going to do something. They're going to propose gun laws, and then they're saying that they're going to the law is going to be proposed on the 25th. So 10 days after the biggest mass shooting, they're already doing something about it.
Right.
In America, it's been shooting after shooting after shooting. It's literally every week there's a shooting, and there's still nothing.
We're having no accountability.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen as long as the NRA, like I talked about, the NRA is the biggest lobby. So I mean, it's literally nothing's going to happen as long as NRA.
We need to attack our lobby laws first. I think.
I mean, the lobby laws are terrible.
Not just in America. There's some people that are gun lovers out there.
Yeah.
They will not.
But it's like it's not up to the people.
It's
down.
instilled
up
in our
representatives, and the NRA is going to pay them to not vote on it.
It's like alcoholism. It's instilled in the American community, like you said with the NRA. That's also a community of people that like grow up. Oh, NRA. That's where they get where they get their guns and everything.
But and just to throw it out there, NRA has like a different meta, right? So it's a different meta. Like,
and there's a different energy, right?
But then there's NRA, so it's like a whole different.
There's a whole energy,
similar,
right?
You can compare it, but then there's a whole different thing. And then this kid at the end, I don't know, this grown man actually at the end of this video shouts out, subscribe to PewDiePie. Yeah. Which is kind of like something that I'm like,
who's PewDiePie?
PewDiePie is one of the biggest YouTubers.
Okay.
Yeah. He's really funny, man. Like I said, he makes some really funny videos.
Yeah. It's like there's this weird thing with his fan base where it's just super alt-right, neo-Nazis.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Is that what it is? It's his following.
Yeah. There's like a whole.
It's something about it, man.
It's weird.
And like I said, I love watching his videos, but I noticed that after a while, like, and the first time I watched PewDiePie was when he got caught up with the whole N-word on PUBG. And I was like, let me watch this dude, see what's
Was he being racist about it, or was it
he
just
something he got killed, and he was like, freaking N-word.
So he was being.
I don't want to say it. Because
that's something that I feel like these kids are like.
Exactly.
It's learned behavior. That shit is learned behavior for real.
Halo.
True.
I guess I'm kind of desensitized to it because I'm so used to it.
Heard it every day on Halo.
That's that learned behavior within families, and that's some of the reasons why I don't talk to my family.
I think he's like from Sweden.
Yeah, he's Swedish. I mean, he looks like a Nazi. You look at him, he looks like a Nazi, which is crazy.
Stuff, you know what I mean? But like I said, I can't necessarily blame PewDiePie, but I'll check it right now. I can blame the attraction he brings people in that are.
That's what you're talking about with the internet. It's like it gives people like more like a community. So it's like before internet, you know what I mean? Like you would maybe talk to 500 people.
Oh really? I wouldn't even touch the dog. That's weird. Oh man. Oh, okay.
No, it'll turn itself all the way off.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
Should see the boat.
It's the unexpected things of a live stream. You adapt over churn. But what were you saying about Pewdie?
But I was saying like community stuff. So it's like you think about before the internet, like the most people you'd see, like your whole time would be like 500 people. You know what I mean, like that. So it's like if there were like outliers in the community, they would be outliers. And
Right.
so like those radical ideas, wouldn't spread that much. There wouldn't be any radicalization. But now that the internet's there and you can do, so these small people within this community, it's like these small little bits of, so it's like, say it's like 1,000, like neo-Nazis or whatever, but they can all get together on one place, and then it's breeding.
It does, and it breeds a little bit of energy.
So that's what happens.
I'm not trying to get anybody, like, compare anybody, but this, like, I watch Shroud on Twitch, and there's something about his community that just, like, I can just feel something.
You are what you consume, so if you're consuming this mentally at all
And
times.
then Shroud seems like a cool dude. Same thing PewDiePie. I feel like I can go have a beer with PewDiePie and have fun and chillax, but at the same time, I just feel like his community that's what he's
It's just like the human race really was not meant for social media. That's like a big cause of like depression now, social media and stuff like that, because you can see all these other people that are like who are like better than you at something, who are living a better life, so like supposedly like a better life than you, stuff like that. When, like I said before, like we were born to like live in communities like 500 where everyone's gonna be the best at one thing, everyone's gonna look like that. But now you see all these other people who are doing things you'll never be able to do, all the stuff you never have, and it's like it wears you down.
We always call them titty streamers on Twitch. Like they're gonna attract horny dudes in their chat. No
Maybe
they can
that's
have like a really cool group of people that normally come by and are having fun, but you're going to attract those horny dudes that are in the chat just to watch you stream.
That's funny you say that. Maybe that's a conversation we need to have with our children and youth. You know what I mean? As far as the future goes, with that topic in certain
titty streamers.
No, not titty streamers. You said titty streamers.
I'll mine out right now if you want to get some views.
Get some views up.
Oh man.
Show them tatas.
You know what I'm saying? Them little Hershey's Kisses, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But, I mean, social media does, I feel like, tied into it a lot, man. I don't want to watch it. I'm tired of watching these videos and stuff like that. The dude was clearly demented.
I'm not going to expel my energy. I'll read about it.
I was saying as soon as I heard about it, I was like, something's wrong. People need to, like, talk. Like you said, people need to talk about it. They just need to realize it, too. Like, people, they can talk about it, but then they won't realize it.
And how'd you find that? That was on Twitch with Padre, right?
Yeah, Military Padre comes to my chat on Twitch. He's a regular, he's a real cool dude. He's from New Zealand, and he came in one night, and he was like...
And he was low.
Yeah, he was like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to chill as long as
I remember that.
do, but, we just had a shooting here, and I was telling him, like, yeah, man, I'm sorry, man, I understand, I totally understand, because when that shooting in Orlando happened, at Post nightclub, which is a gay nightclub, I still felt that, like, I still felt it. I was like,
that down energy, right.
And then plus my sister was living in Orlando at the time. Her roommate was a bartender there, and they were going to go to the club that night, so I kind of was like, just in like, not shocked, because luckily nothing happened.
Right.
Or nothing, I wasn't, the roommate got shot. He ended up getting shot and had to go to the hospital and stuff like that, but, it was just something I felt like, wow, like this is, in Florida, we know in Florida that definitely can happen, but, like you hear about it all around the country, and when it finally happens, like 2 hours away from you, you're like, damn, like this could have really scarred me for the rest of my life.
I mean, they had that shooting at the arcade at the landing, you know what I mean? It's like, I've been to that place like 3 times.
Yeah, the landing was a real bad one.
You already forget about it, you know what I mean? Because like, it just happens so much, so like, that's already out of our head, you know what I mean?
So. We need to start putting memoriams up everywhere. Every single place that somebody's been shot, and be another reminder of like how life is so short.
I think the problem is the people that if you do, and I think I'm not saying that's not a bad idea, but what I think about is the people that even if you put those memoriams up, there's still people mentally that look at those memoriams like you deserve to die. Or, there's just evil. There's always evil.
Because that's their energy.
Just evil out there, bro. And I don't know what it is, man. And I think social media does have a big part of it. And you were talking about social media, it causes depression. I think it causes also like it makes people psychotic in a way, because they're like, even me, I have to check myself. Like I'm streaming and looking at myself right now, like, like there's something weird about that. There's something weird about that. Like I have to like kind of like separate myself.
There was a scientist talking
feed
about.
your ego in so many
Not saying I'm
ways.
going to shoot anybody up or anything.
Right.
But,
No, there was a scientist talking about like there's a persona you have online. So there's you in person, there's a persona that you talk about yourself, and then there's a persona that you have online.
Yeah.
And it was deep to think about when you start to go reflect on what are the things you post, what are the things you talk about on social media, what are the things you focus on social media. You know, for me, like, I don't know if I'd have social media if it wasn't for connecting with old friends or if it wasn't for actually like trying to post productive things or proactive things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really goes down the line of what are your focuses on social media too? Like you said, as far as if it's causing depression, like what are you focusing on when you're on social media and everything?
Yeah.
So it kind of trips me out.
Yeah, I may mess around with the thing, but yeah, man. I mean, I don't really have too much more to say about that. I don't know if you guys had anything else you want to say about the New Zealand shooting, man. You know, of course, all prayers go out to everybody that was involved and stuff. You know, like I said, we're not trying to be desensitized by talking about it, but we are trying to talk about it and just kind of shed light on it. It was a big thing, but yeah, man. I guess we can go on a lot of topics, talk about some forming a sole proprietorship. I know
Forming a sole
City
proprietorship.
wanted to talk about this.
This is one that came to me because I was having a brownie with a girl downtown the other day, having a nice day, and somebody approached me and having this conversation of would this be a good place to formulate business to sell food for. And it really is just something that I think we should talk about as far as a business topic, because not too many people know how to form a sole proprietorship or even LLC. You formed an LLC. So a sole proprietorship is basically your fictitious name. It's registered under your Social Security, so all your taxes are through your Social Security. When you file your regular tax forms, you file additional tax forms for your business through your Social Security. It's almost the same thing through LLC, only LLC is a licensed and registered company. So you did LLC, right?
Yeah. I did LLC, but I did a sole proprietorship so I could use my own bank account.
Okay.
Whenever for my tax.
So you still ended up
one's
insuring
under your
it?
name and then one's like its own thing.
Yeah, like he was saying, the fictitious name
Uh-huh.
is like my fictitious name is Cruiser MXB.
Okay.
I don't really
Fictitious
use that
name,
though.
right.
I use my business
Okay.
for everything, but if I wanted to, I can create my fictitious name, and then I can make my fictitious name the owner of my LLC.
Uh-huh.
So like if I wanted
Yeah,
to,
true.
and I can open up a bank account in my
Right.
fictitious name's name, and then while it's connected to my
I like that. I like how you set that up. And I did mine because it was more accessible. I think it's sunbiz.org that you can access. It's like $90 for the registration. You got to have an address. And the Florida law is that you advertise within 2 days to a local newspaper. Jack's Daily's one that I did, it was $20. So it was $110 to set up my business, and that was flat. There's different things for different reasons that you're going to need permits or vendor licenses if you want to go out and start a food distribution company, or if you want to start a food stand or a food truck. If you're going to do something through food, you're going to have to
Really,
get a
that's the
vendor's
law?
license.
You have a newspaper ad?
Yeah, you have to advertise locally
That's
within
such
2
an old
days.
school law.
Yeah.
That needs to
It's
be
one of
changed.
those, you know,
one should see
blowjobs
that.
are
Yeah.
illegal in Florida. That's an old school law.
What'd you say?
Blowjobs. Oral sex is illegal in
Yeah, we're
Florida.
going to jail, bro.
Really?
We going to jail.
Oh,
It's one of those old
bro.
laws. Yeah, it's weird.
Dang.
So it goes into one of those things. But as far as like,
Dang.
I think forming a sole proprietorship is important for people, because even if it didn't go nowhere, not only can you use your tool or your business as a tool to help the community, link up local economy, and that's exactly what I like to do.
Yeah.
But you also learn a lot. There's a lot of life lessons I feel like you get out of forming a business that you can educate other people. Other people can be a part of. Your children can be a part of. You can teach your children. Like, everybody should be a part of this. You know what I mean? So it really goes along the lines of like starting like what you want to do, figuring that out, and then forming a business. Like, you can do canning, you can do selling foods, on and on. But forming a sole proprietorship, I feel like, is important. I wanted to explain that just a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's also different things you can do. Copyright's real easy, $75, and you could do your own forms. I would stress that it's important to do your own forms. Unless you're forming an incorporation, like, nothing's really, you don't need lawyers for your business to form a simple sole proprietorship. You know what I mean? So it ends up going into, like, if you're going to incorporate your business, then it's going to become like something you're going to have to get lawyers for. You're going to definitely more forms.
Yeah.
Definitely insurance. You got to have business plans. You got to have people in positions like CEOs and everything. our COOs, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. You trying to fix your
I'm
reverb?
gonna make sure everything's running good. Hopefully everything sounds good. Kevin
We're gonna
says
do a sound check.
I think the action is the camera's still wide. I can't really fix that for right now. And then my voice is bouncing. We need to make sure my voice is not bouncing.
Yeah, that
Should be bouncing.
voice,
It
man.
might be reflecting off y'all mics.
Hey, don't blame me.
That might be what it is.
I'm
The
trying to blame my mic.
reverb, well,
Fix your mic, bro. Don't blame
what
my mic.
the image is blowed up?
It might be whenever I switch to my thing too.
I don't blame you.
No, that image
No,
is still
I think we're
good.
good.
It's good. Oh well, we're good. We're gonna keep rolling. So next, I guess we should go into our locally lit.
Locally lit, man. We got a few of them today.
I'm excited about these locally lits because
Locally
we
lits.
got 3 of them. 3 of them, and all
Yeah.
3 of them are personal friends of ours. Kendrick knows. I think at least, yeah, he definitely knows Easy with Snack Boys. We got Palmer
Snack
Burch
Boy!
with Burch Hemp, CBD Company. We got the Haitian, what was it? ADSH?
ADSH.
And I'll let you start it off with ADSH.
ADSH, man, I am happy to have them as a locally lit this week because I'm working on their video. I get to host them this Saturday.
Uh-huh.
I get to host their annual gala. So they're going to be having that this Saturday, March 23rd.
What time?
6 to 9.
6 to 9. I would be there, but I gotta work all
yeah,
day.
You're good, man. It's all good. I didn't invite anybody, so anybody would like to come. It's a fundraising type thing. It's for a great cause.
Uh-huh.
They do ADSH is a Haitian charity, but they do a lot of stuff here in Jacksonville. That's one thing that I love talking to Patrick and Yves is that they not only they go back to Haiti at least 3 times out of the year, I think, and then but they do a lot of stuff in the area. And that's one thing they told us. She's like, not only do we want to, we know Haiti is poor and has a lot of stuff going on there, but we want to make sure that our own city, our own backyard is good. Even before we start, making
I know they have a foundation here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
How did they end up in Jacksonville? Do you know?
I'm not sure the whole backstory. Like I said, I know they started March 2014 is when they first opened.
And how did you pronounce his name? Is Patrick
Jacques.
Jacques.
And he is the president of that company. And a big shout out to them because they've been working with me since I opened my business.
Okay.
They've been allowing me to be like very just creative with like when I make videos.
Been doing different projects and everything.
Yeah,
for them?
I can make different projects. They just allow me to have a really allow me just free flow. Like this video that I'm doing now. I'm get it done, but he's just kind of I've sent him stuff and he's just like loving it, and it makes me happy when I'm, like, sending you stuff and you're like, man, I really like this. And, that's what I want. You know what I mean? If you don't like, if somebody doesn't like the stuff, then it's like, man, now I got to go back to the drawing board.
Right.
It's really good that I can continue to work with them and grow my resume. Add them on here, let them come on. So, big shout out to them. They have their annual gala coming up.
What's like some of the stuff they've been doing?
They do school supplies. They have a school kind of like donation. You can donate school supplies.
So backpack and stuff.
I had a whole bin of school supplies whenever I graduated, and I was just like, I went through it, found like everything that was really good and in good shape, and gave it to them. And they also do one big thing that I'm talking about in the video is they have they call it. I like the way he called it. He called it kind of like a semi healthcare that they're trying to provide in Haiti because there's not a lot of health.
Oh, that's awesome.
Going on.
That is very
they
commendable.
have mobile clinics and stuff like that they run out there, northwest, south Haiti, all around. So they do a lot of work out there. This year they really want to focus on housing assistance.
That's awesome.
And getting people to housing and stuff like that. They talk about one thing they talk about. I'm gonna talk on the video is they realize that they financially don't have everything. As far as people, they don't always have all the people.
Right.
But with what they have, they're doing.
So they're starting to host these foundation events to raise charities and funds and everything.
And,
that's awesome. It's very commendable.
And one thing, they do a lot of stuff here in Jacksonville. One thing is definitely this gala. It's a big thing they kind of do here in Jacksonville to kind of just continue supporting and stuff like that. So
that is awesome.
They do toy drives during Christmas, stuff like that. So
toy drives?
Yeah, they Christmas they bring toys out there and stuff like
definitely have to share some of them videos, man. I'm definitely interested because I've seen a few of your projects with them, but I didn't know it's that in depth. That's awesome.
Yeah. So they've been going for a while and they do a lot of hard work. So I like I said, I appreciate them for allowing me to host.
Most definitely, that's an extra special locally lit,
get to
extra
host there
special.
host an event. You know what I mean? I was saying that too. I was like, man, I really want to host stuff.
Right.
And sure enough, one day they called me like, hey,
you want to host it?
Yeah,
I think you'll do. It'll be fun for you, man.
Yeah,
That'd be a
I should
learning
go
experience.
I might go get like a nice suit. I got some nice stuff.
I would.
I might go get
even
like,
go rent a suit, man.
Yeah.
Go spiff up.
Be like I'm at like the Grammys or something.
Hey,
like
man.
That,
You live one time. We out here. We out here trying to make
put
life.
This up, and then I'm going to show. We got Snack Boys. We'll do Snack Boys next.
All right,
We
Easy
have
with Snack Boys.
Easy.
Rico
man.
Joseph.
Big shout out to Easy, man. I miss Easy.
Easy come back.
Easy with the Snack Boys promo. This is Duval promo.
Easy. So Easy with Snack Boys. It's gonna be a seafood and chicken restaurant.
Seafood and chicken, baby.
It's down there on 877 West 20. What is it? 25th Street.
Yep. 877 West 25th Street, Jacksonville, Florida 32209.
So go check him out. Seafood and
11
chicken.
to 9.
He used to work with us at our restaurants. Our restaurants are all from scratch. So
Yeah.
Easy has some knowledge behind him. He knows his
chicken
briny.
was good. Well, I say that.
He's gonna be frying that
Chicken
chicken.
was.
Yeah. He's gonna be
Missing that fried chicken.
in there whipping it up.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
you know, he definitely has some knowledge behind him. So I think he's gonna take that to his own kitchen.
Yeah, I'm happy for him, man. I'm really happy for him that he had an idea like this and he ran with it.
It's always good to see your friends, not only friends, but the local community also starting businesses. He already has his studio going and everything, so it's really good to see
He's
everybody
already like an
shining.
entrepreneur, and
Right.
and he's just continuing.
Gonna keep going, and he's a little bit like he has that creativity side with that soul food.
Yeah.
I feel I can definitely see him opening up a soul food restaurant here in the future,
Mhm.
like an oxtail. He's gonna hit
soul food
oxtails
sounds
and
so
all.
good. I'm getting hungry, man.
For real, we're gonna have to go get some dinner.
But yeah, big shout out to Easy, man. And then next we have is it Palmer?
Palmer Burch.
Palmer Burch.
Palmer Burch with Burch Hemp.
Burch Hemp, man.
Burch Hemp. So he has VG bottles, tincture, honey sticks, and bath bombs. He has farms in Oregon and North Carolina. They're all 100% organic. You can hit him on Facebook and Instagram. He's going to have t-shirts and stickers coming soon. But Burch Hemp is a CBD company. So he has that's all your medical needs that if you not necessarily, you can't smoke marijuana, but don't want to smoke marijuana, but still want to get the medical benefits from it.
Yeah.
As far as if you have anxiety or stress or you can't eat, CBD definitely helps all those. Or if you're in pain, certain levels of pain and different strains will definitely help you with different medical needs.
Yeah.
And you don't have to rely on like that. With me, it really comes down to the pharmaceuticals and the way they're driven in America.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can replace all the drugs that they're feeding us legally, and you want to tell me they're legal drugs, but if you're going to get arrested for or cannabis or even CBD is legal, thankfully. But it's just something much more healthier, and it's not something you got to rely on. You're not going to get addicted to or nothing. You know what I mean? It's natural. His are all organic. Like you can get those like carts, the CBD carts that are relying on like glycerins and different things that aren't good for you. So these like tinctures and stuff are really good for like if you want a natural way to ingest CBD and get the benefits, without getting high.
Yeah.
That's
Palmer Burch.
That's one thing I wanted to highlight this week because it is important. There's people in my life that don't want to smoke marijuana and don't need to smoke marijuana. I in the future don't want to smoke at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too, man.
And it's something that I'll be buying CBD in the future.
Yeah.
I know for sure.
So at this point, like it can be a really good replacement for a lot of prescriptions. Like that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, right? And my mom always says it too. They always mess me up because she's like I can't get what I need because people are abusing the system and they getting the drugs. Like, I mean, and
that's the pharmaceutical. And every time you go to the doctor, all they're going to give you is pills.
Yeah.
It's just they're going to feed you pills. And you can take my mom was a victim of that. Like she would have walking around with 20 prescriptions. Who in their right mind is taking 20 prescriptions a day and shit like that? You have a pharmacy walking around with you. You can't be drugged up all the time. And it's something about substance abuse, alcoholism. Something in America that we abuse things a lot. And maybe it's just, it's our society, man. I don't know.
It's the land of excess, man.
Definitely something we need to focus our positive energies on, internally, to figure out why we do things like that. Yeah. If you're sitting there smoking every single day of your life, you know what I mean.
And appreciate y'all tuning with us, man. We are We are going in, man. We were talking about some really good things. That was our locally lit. We had some good local lists. We were kind of I liked them. We had a lot.
We're gonna streamline into a whole bunch of
ADSH, Snack Boys to Palmer.
Appreciate
Burch,
everybody
CBD.
tuning in. There's been some spikes, some good people coming through.
Yeah,
Angela, I know Dallas, and some new people. Lala.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate everybody
love,
tuning
much
in.
love.
Definitely building the community. It helps us do what we love to do, man.
We still
That's
have
what I
a
love.
few more topics. I guess we can kind of talk about the inspiration, man. You showed us this video, Dax. Last words. Well, I'll let you definitely touch on this.
That was a dope
Go
video.
on this,
So Dex is an independent artist, predominantly hip hop. Some of his visuals are out there. He's almost like on a Sirius Hobson level, I guess, as far as his lyrics go. He has a song out there called it's gonna be My Last Words. But he released a preview of his video with a message after the video, and it's called My Last Words Challenge, or what he wants to call My Last Words Challenge. And basically what he's saying is, between the release of the preview and the release of the song, what he wants to do, not only him, but the people watching, his fans, the people around them, he wants everybody to release everything that's inside them, all the talents, everything they want to say, all the unreleased product that they have within them in the next 2 weeks, and focus on releasing all that out into the world. So basically, like, if you come to an untimely death, God forbid, that all you have left to say is thank you. And that's a paraphrase of his video, but it really struck deep when I ended up watching it and listening to it, because there's a lot of things that I haven't said. There's a lot of things that I haven't done. There's a lot of people that I would, if I died today, I'd be very happy with the person I am. I'd be extremely happy with the person I am. But there's definitely things that I would want to say.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
in the next 2 weeks, I want everybody who watches this video to focus on actually, like, putting out all their love, all their energy, and all their unreleased, like he said, unreleased product and unreleased talents. Anything that you got inside of you that you want to release before you die.
Might, even when I go out to movie theaters, like, I'm like, man, somebody might come here and shoot
Right.
this place up, dude. What am I gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It can happen out of nowhere. We could be driving to work one day, you know what I mean, and it just ends like that. So, like, I've been a lot more appreciative, and that being a lot more appreciative and then listening to something like that also struck deep.
Yeah, I mean, it's super important. I mean, like, there's a lot of times where, like, people in your life, who have passed, unfortunately, like that, and then there's some loose ends, like, you didn't get to tell them something like that, or there's something, that was unresolved. So I feel like it's super important to, like, put what you're feeling out there, and like you're saying, you're talking about being more appreciative lately, and just, like, that can go a long way. Just,
Right.
Like, not only just, like, feeling it, but, like, maybe showing it, like, showing
Right.
appreciation to tell people. I mean, that goes a long way, because, a lot of times we keep a lot of things, like, surface level, and, just as a, protection. It's, like, scary to put yourself out there, but it's, like, it's super important to do that. Like you're talking about, just, like, make
and
sure
it's
to, like,
infectious.
vet yourself. Yeah.
You're almost like Brittany was telling me about this the other day, and something that I'm, like, starting to try to teach myself about, but expelling, like, everything as an energy exchange, and when you talk to somebody, you're definitely taking energy out of yourself to have those conversations. I feel like when you are positive, and when you are thankful, and when you're trying to spread those emotions, or even show people that you're thankful, it's infectious, and it definitely shows the other person that they could be thankful too, or sometimes I'll see people that's just having a bad day, and I'll go up to them and give them a hug, or just tell them, like, hey man, like, if there's anything you need, you can talk to me on a different level of, even if you need to, like, vent on some shit or yell, you know what I mean? Like, there's some people just need a hand up and not a hand out, in life.
For sure.
That's where I've been. I've been there multiple times. I know both of y'all have seen me. Matt personally has seen. I've been so low to where, it was the people around me that I don't know where I'd be at in life if it wasn't for some of y'all.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
definitely thankful. Like,
Yeah, that's why it's important to, like, get that stuff out there, like, it's on you, because, like, like, you can, when you end up, like, dealing stuff on your own, and, like, you, like, internalize everything, and, that's never healthy. I mean, there's some stuff that, like, you're gonna have to deal with stuff on your own, like, your problems, you have to work through them, but it's like, you don't have to do it alone. I mean, there's other people there to support you and stuff like that.
And that's like, you need to put out positive or negative. Sometimes I need to give people negative energy because they piss me off.
You gotta find a balance.
And then when they realize
there's
they piss me off, there's like,
right.
okay, like, there's a mutual, like, that, like, okay, you piss me off. Now we realize, okay, we both have edges.
Almost like a yin and yang,
Yeah.
but, like, I do that too.
Like, don't just be.
It's like coaching too. It's like
yin and yang.
They're gonna be like, come on,
Right,
come
right.
on, just run your lap. Come on. They're gonna be like, get your ass past that finish line. Like, come on, you know, sometimes people need coaching. Sometimes some people do need love, and like they do need like a mom type love, like where like I'm gonna pick you up. Let me pick you up where you are, like because you are down and low. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people need that. Like and sometimes people need.
I know I needed that.
You know what I mean?
Just recently going through life, you know, and it's really like you never know why certain things happen in life, but later on you start to figure out like shitty stuff will happen to you, but blessings will come out of those. Like blessings in disguises. People come into your life for different reasons. You learn different perspectives. You start to put reasonings behind things that you already understood, but then you start to practice them a lot more. I feel like you start focusing your energies on something better, and that's what I've been trying to do lately.
When you praise the
I'm gonna like focus on this. I'll say energies like 1,000 times this episode. I'm gonna instill it in people subliminally.
Like, you know, it's like when you just think of positive, like it's not even necessarily like a bunch of good things that happen to you. Like you were talking about earlier, like you're just thinking positive. Like you'll see the more positive things that go on because you're in that negative mindset. You're just expecting negative things to happen. Yeah. You'll see every single little negative thing, but when you're thinking positive, like you'll see more of the positive stuff. You know. So
and shout out to Britt for showing me this. This is something in life, like not showing me this, but putting this into perspective for me. I really like that. There's a thankfulness I have as far as like how low I was in life, honestly, before. And like where I was at, I didn't know where I was going. Like now I can go through life being like, you know what, it doesn't matter where I'm gonna end up. I'm gonna let life flow. If it's the universe carrying me with it, I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna start trusting in like whatever's gonna happen. If it doesn't, like, man, I've been homeless before. I've been through a lot worse, and that's what the chef said when I was going through my last stuff. It was like, you know, I have been through a lot worse. Like everything's gonna work itself out within reason. And there's some reasons, like there's some things that even most recently, like, you know, I caught myself. There's different reasons. Like maybe there's like, for example, maybe you're late to work 10 minutes or you forgot something at the house. Now you got to turn around. Like, what if that was your moment in life that like saved you from getting hurt? Or, you know, there's things that happen. You'll never know. Maybe it's the universe working in mysterious ways. Maybe it's just us trying to find reason in an unreasonable life or something. But whatever it is, you can find a positive outlook on it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I guess to kind of pick up on our last two topics, we can talk about Apex real quick. I do want to say something I forgot about last week. I wanted to say something. I wanted to say that they should never ever do solos or duos in Apex
We did talk about this last night a little bit.
And we were talking about this last night.
Hey,
what is your reasonings behind that, though?
It's a duo match.
I like the duos.
Accidental duos.
Yeah, I do like sometimes I like the accidental solos. I got 11 kill solo the other day because my team they just quit. Like one dude went down and the other dude just left.
Right.
They were like some clan BTA or something like that. And but they just
Carlos
left.
got the key.
But I just think they should always keep it threes because it's a mobile game, so you should always have teams. Yeah. And if you do try to experiment with more, or you should maybe experiment with 4 players.
Yeah, I'd like 4 or 5.
I would definitely like to see 4. Even 5.
Play with now.
I think 5 would be crazy, but it would also be fun, even to see it for like a week.
To play those characters.
It's like a limited time mode, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fortnite has limited time modes. Maybe like a full squad of like 5 would be crazy, you know what I mean?
And maybe if you up the player count.
You'd have to. I feel like they would have to build onto the maps as well.
1 or 2 more squads, maybe onto that. You know what I mean? And I really believe it.
The reverb is up. Man, no man, we're gonna keep rolling, man.
Oh, reverb. Oh, okay, might be not. Yeah, I don't know.
You got that auto tune on, bro.
Yeah, the auto-tune. We serenaded. We always serenade.
Whenever I switch to my profile, it might sound weird or something.
Oh well. Or doubled up.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Maybe.
It's good though.
Stay out here, you know what I mean?
Am I doubled up? Am I doubled up over here? No, I'm not doubled.
That's that thing about live streams, man.
Yeah, man. It's all live.
Our first few episodes, we went through some like hell trying to get those the first like 2 episodes going. Yeah. We went through hoops.
Took a little minute.
Hoops. It was definitely hoops, but it's been fun. It's been a journey doing this.
Apex, man. I think it should definitely stay threes. I think this season is ghetto. I think this is a ghetto season.
Ghetto?
They even have like little ghetto.
I honestly didn't get
to
check it out.
Bro.
That was a little ghetto.
I'm loving Octane.
I passed out.
I like
last
Octane.
night.
I just think it was a little ghetto. I thought they could have did more, decorated a little bit more, did a little bit more.
I mean, it's still only been like a month. You know what I mean? It's been out for like 6 weeks. Game's been out for like 6 weeks.
Rapido, you know what I mean? No, you're right.
Do you think he could have had something other than a jump pad?
No,
I love the jump pad.
I think jump pad's
You do?
kind of OP.
Okay.
I really like
I think he is kind of over. I think he might probably get nerfed.
Really?
Or maybe they're like a bit in. Was it the stim pack? Or you mean like put a little more cooldown between the stim pack?
Or add more like damage, 15% damage.
That's what I was thinking.
Something like that.
But I love
or maybe both. little bit of both.
Mhm.
Something like that. And, but yeah, I guess I mean if y'all, that's all I wanted to say about Apex.
How many can you hit the stimulus pack back to back?
There's only
Or
1 second
just
between
one?
each. You can just keep going.
Yeah,
You kill yourself.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he regenerates. His
Oh, they should put a
Unlimited,
cap
bro.
on it. Like at least 15 damage. You can only go so long like Wraith.
I think that I thought that too, but since you take damage,
It's a good balance, yeah, I like it.
since you
Okay.
take damage, it kind of balances.
That is
it
true.
out. Yeah.
So
'Cause
you
don't
can
wanna
only
run
go
up
as far
into
as you
a
wanna,
squad with
right.
half health
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
you've been sticking yourself all the way to the squad the whole time.
I guess it's good to get out of situations. Like Bangalore.
I feel
Bangalore
that's
has
all
that
jump
effect.
pad is,
Mhm.
or even getting into situations. is
Yeah,
jump pad.
I jump into fights with that.
Yeah,
It's clutch.
yeah. It's kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi, like hello there. Yeah, and just,
He's soaring in.
Start wrecking people. But that's funny. He's a quick guy. I definitely I want to play some Apex now, though.
Yeah.
We talking about
Are you
it
gonna
now,
stream
but-
tonight?
I'll be like,
I'll probably take the night.
Plug
I
it.
might, I might.
Cruise MXB,
If we get up early
Twitch.
enough, I'll go home and
Right.
start it up and maybe stream for like a few hours. So.
Mhm.
Double day keeps it
You
done.
gotta get an Xbox, Kendrick, man. Dang,
No.
man.
We're gonna buy you an Xbox.
I know, right?
You still won't play it.
Hey, I know, right? I said that before. I'm gonna mail you an Xbox. And you're not gonna probably pick it up from the post office. But I'm
Definitely.
gonna attempt.
Right.
But return to sender with the Xbox out here. You seen that Google Stadia though?
No.
That's wild. Like Google's coming out with their own their own console, but it's not even console. It's just a controller, right? And
Okay.
it streams straight through their browser, so straight to Google browser. So it's any games that Google buys. So like right now they have, there's just like a trial phase, and they bought I can't even think of the game that they bought, but it's like any game that's on their service. You like it goes to your controller. So you can put on any screen that can cast. It's like a TV. You know, you can cast like a phone, anything like that. You can play any game on it.
Wow.
And like there's nothing to download because it's all
Screen.
yeah. So
I feel like that's a
every,
catch-22.
yeah,
Streaming games,
and
but
everything will be cross-play
Streaming
too. 'Cause it's on there.
games,
So like whatever you're playing, you can play with PC, Xbox, PS4, whatever you want, and that's coming out later this year.
I did not think about streaming games. That kind of
Yeah.
blew my
The only,
mind.
the only thing is like people's like data caps. Maybe you have like a 500 gigabyte cap, or whatever, and like having good enough service like stream the
Dude,
whole
I feel
thing.
like I
But there's
talked
like
about
it's
that.
literally unlimited. Like it's crazy.
I
Like
feel
what
like
they
I
do.
talked about that, dude.
Streaming
Maybe wrong.
games.
Like it just comes straight from like a plugin in
I
the
was thinking
browser.
that I was like,
Any
I think
game.
maybe I must have heard of it before, but
Right.
Yeah.
Me being
That's cool.
nostalgic,
That's
are they gonna have their own games coming out?
No, it's strictly
Okay.
just like a platform. So it's basically Netflix for games. So any
Okay.
game that have a service, you just pick it
Okay.
and you play it instantly. You don't have to download it.
I was thinking that they were going to come out with their own games. For me being nostalgic, I like to have my own physical copies of games because I've collected my shit since I was a damn toddler. You know what I mean? Or some of this stuff that I have is my father's. So I've had the long line of all the stuff I've had. So I'm very nostalgic. I'll keep all that. But I guess you can keep the controller.
Yeah, you can like use your controller. It's pretty crazy.
Everything streaming. I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
No cords,
One thing about streaming or online content or even streaming or the games that are server based is that you won't be able to play them in the future, and that's one of the heartbreaking things. That some of the like Super Mario, for example, it's like 20 something, 30 something years old. I forget how many years old at this point, but I can still go back and play that. There's like a game called Gotham Imposters that was through EA. It was server based, and you can't go back and play these games. That's one of the catch-22s about these games, but also it's really cool as far as how they brought back gaming to, I feel like even friends in their 20s. I didn't game for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like I was done. I didn't have an Xbox subscription, and then
Yeah,
Fortnite
exactly.
came out. The night that I played Fortnite at your house, I went home. I was like, oh, I got a subscription.
Yeah.
I'm on Fortnite
Fortnite
again.
was
You know what I
weird, too,
mean?
'cause I didn't know what was going
It's
on.
a battle
It was
royale
like,
and
it was
server
so much
based.
fun.
Right.
It was like intense.
Mhm.
Like, and now it's like it's not intense.
You're back on
Yeah, now
you're
Fortnite,
back on
you
the box
shoot
with your
man,
friends and
so-
everything, talking about.
Banana.
Snowman shit.
Reminded me of
That's the last
Halo
time I played
days.
is I shot a snowman and he ate it, and I was like, "What? It's in a snowman.
He's-
Eating damage right now." Like, you see, I was down.
Oh, true.
I think y'all were there too. I think that was the last time I played.
I haven't played it in months. I've been on that Apex kick with you.
Yeah, Apex was
Oh, I
fun.
get
I
home.
am kind of getting a little bored of Apex.
What do you want to see? Like, what would keep you more interested in Apex?
I don't know, man. A map, maybe a map.
Yeah, map's got to keep
Maybe
it
that
on.
game mode we were talking about before.
Yeah, most definite.
That might be
I
all
mean, think it. Did we run through Nick Foles? That's our
Nick
Foles topic.
Foles.
That
Foles. We'll
we're
end it off
gonna
there with Nick
talk about.
Foles. We'll probably talk a little
So
football
Nick
thing.
Foles getting
Last
signed to
and
the
least.
Jaguars. Like, what do you think? First of all, what do you think about Bortles getting released, and what do you think about Nick Foles coming on? That's what I want to
They're
know.
going to get rid of Bortles.
Either
I
way.
think they're happy about this.
Mhm.
The fact that they had a reason to get rid of Bortles.
Do you
They had
think
a
we
reason
could
to
have
get rid
kept
of
him?
4 years ago.
Yeah, they did. I don't know why. What took them so long? Like
They just
had
signed his
last
option
straw.
too, like $50 million
Yeah.
option. So it
It was
dead
that
money.
season that.
It's because we've been in this. We've been in this thing ever since we lost Garrard. That we've only had a quarterback for a few years. They do all right. They get us places, and then they fall off, and then we restart. Then we do this for a few years. They get us places. They fall off. We restart. And now you saw it with Garrard. With what was the last game? Or Gabbert. Gabbert got us a little bit far when we were like 2 games away from the Super Bowl. We weren't at the AFC Championship at that point, but. And then Bortles got us to the AFC Championship. But I also knew that there was going to never be that Jaguars team was never going to be the same after that year. It wasn't going to be the same Jaguars team.
I think Nick Foles is what happened to my screen? I think Nick Foles is what the Jaguars want at quarterback, and I think that's why they got
I think
him.
he'll do better in our pockets.
That they want to draft somebody who. Not necessarily. I know Nick Foles is like great, but I think they want a pocket passer.
Look at my face right now.
Somebody
Look at me.
Exactly. Somebody who can sit.
I think that's what they want.
No, Nick Foles ain't it. I'll tell you right now.
I know he's gonna
Just
say-
got off the phone with Chief. That ain't it. Listen,
he's not gonna save nothing.
listen.
He's not gonna
Nick
save
Foles is a system quarterback.
I'm
first of all.
excited about it.
The only time he's successful was with the Eagles when they went RPO, like run pass option.
yeah.
They don't do that. They don't do that in Jacksonville. I mean, Leonard Fournette is not the dude to do it. It's the same thing as what they try to do with the Vikings last year with Kirk Cousins. They're like, we are a quarterback away from winning Super Bowl. That's literally what the Vikings thought. They had a great defense. They had 2 great wide receivers. They're like, we are a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl because they had Case Keenum and he was fine. You know what I mean? I think Case Keenum's better than Nick Foles. First of all, so they get Kirk Cousins, spend all this money on him.
Didn't Cousins
they don't do anything.
take him kind of
Like,
far
they-
though?
No,
He
they
what?
didn't even make the playoffs. Like they
Really?
don't- Yeah,
No,
they
man.
didn't
I
even
wasn't
make the
watching the
playoffs.
Vikings last year.
Yeah, they didn't even make the
Right,
playoffs.
like,
So it's like it's going to be the same thing. The defense for the Jaguars is not the same as it was when they made the AFC Championship game. It's not the same.
They even still have Barry Church name on
A
there.
lot of
I'm
our
worried
elite
about him.
players
I know
from
he
them,
ain't
But
big,
like
we
AJ Boye
traded
is
off
not,
since
is not
then.
the same. The only person who's still playing at the same level,
Ramsey.
honestly, is Telvin Smith and Jalen Ramsey. Everyone else has gone down level. You don't have who they going to throw the ball to. First of all, they don't have anybody to throw the ball to.
We traded our wide
Yeah,
receivers.
they have
We
nobody
traded
to throw
some
the
of
ball
our
to. They don't have a
corners.
tight end. They don't have wide receivers.
Yeah.
The left side offensive line is still trash. Nick Foles is his quarterback. I mean,
Man,
if they're trying to do the same thing with the Vikings, like where we just
How
need a
much did
quarterback
they
and
pay
we'll
him?
win. It's not going to work.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I didn't even see the
When
contract.
it comes out, no, he wasn't worth none of that
Definitely
money.
overpaid him.
Wasn't
No.
worth none of that money. But
I think he's gonna.
Okay, they're not gonna beat the Colts. I thought they were gonna
they're
beat the
not
Colts for a second, but he kind of broke it down.
I think
right
it's an
there.
energy thing. Jaguars have always been about an energy thing. I think if we draft the right amount of people or the right chemistry this year and try to switch things around and start something fresh and actually have that energy, then we'll go do something. But honestly, that's what people were thinking the year we went to the AFC Championship and we ended up having elite players. Like, if it all comes down to our chemistry of the whole entire team, I'm hoping that we get a line that those can stick within. But I
You
definitely.
saw last year the chemistry on the team was awful. Like, offense hated the defense. Defense was talking crap about the offense all the time.
And that's why Bortles in a pocket that he can have time to throw the ball. I feel like he's definitely make some moves.
Yeah.
But like with the Jaguars, especially last year, the defense couldn't keep offense off of Bortles for nothing, and it's putting pressure on Bortles.
Do y'all
Bortles
think
doesn't
Bortles
have
will go
time.
somewhere?
He signed to the
Yeah,
Rams.
most
He
definitely.
signed to the Rams.
He signed to the Rams.
Yeah, he's the backup for the Rams.
That's not a bad gig.
Hey man,
Not
Yeah.
bad gig.
You're making
Good for him,
money.
man.
Be a high-paid
Good for
backup,
him.
whatever.
still
Yeah.
making money.
Live
So it's
in
like
LA.
you guys signed a backup quarterback to give up your starting quarterback to be a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Jaguars are making lateral moves at
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, I don't think Goff. I don't know. He might end up being a backup soon. They kind of remind me of each other. Oh, no, sorry. Nick Foles and Goff kind of remind me of each other a little bit.
Yeah, they're both
Goff.
very system quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But,
They both kind of
Definitely, just like I'm hoping that the Jaguars hit it off next year. I always do, but like
You gotta
it's
think.
something.
But I'll say they're not better than the Texans. They're not better than the Colts. So not gonna make the playoffs.
I
I'll
think-
tell you that right now.
I still believe they could beat the Colts once.
I think
when
we
I
could
see
beat the
them. Let me
Colts.
see them preseason. Let me see what's going on with them preseason.
Texans. I
Colts
saw
are gonna be better than last year.
I saw
Yeah.
Garrard
Colts-
beat the Texans 45-0. So like, if Garrard can do it, I
Shout out
gotta
to
have
Garrard.
some
We
help.
both got Crohn's. That's my Crohn's.
Or no, it's
That
45-7.
sucks.
But like at the same time, if we can shut out the Texans like that with a shitty team, I think if we gotta do something.
Texans
No
are
way,
looking
bro.
good though, man.
They really are.
Yeah,
They've been building for 10 years though.
Yeah. I like
Denver's
the
been
coach,
building
man.
for 10
O'Brien,
years.
He's a hard ass. I like him.
Browns. What do you think about Browns and Odell Beckham?
I thought the Browns were Super Bowl bound until got suspended.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt suspended 8 games.
What did he get suspended for?
He beat up a girl.
What?
Kicked the chick in the head.
Well,
You see that
I
video?
feel like you shouldn't have a position then. Like, damn,
He shouldn't be
He
in
just
the
got
NFL,
8 games too, bro.
Shouldn't be in the NFL.
But if it was me,
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be in
the
jail
problem.
right now, dog.
yeah.
I mean,
I'd be in
that's a
jail.
serious
He'd be
problem.
charged and in jail and then
Yeah,
going
he
through
kicked
court.
her. He kicked her at like,
her.
and I think he said that she said something to him.
Yeah,
That don't matter,
Yeah,
man.
it don't matter.
If I did that at my job, I'd be out.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no Valley
Uh,
Smoke giving me a second chance on kicking a woman, though. Like,
I'm so hype on people talking about the Browns as Super Bowl contenders because I can't wait for the Browns to let them down again. Browns are not winning Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Hey, bro, even
Come
the
on.
Ohio people be like, nah,
Come on.
don't lie to us. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like,
They
nah.
have it easy this year because like the Steelers suck.
Oh,
I mean,
Steelers
the
are-
Browns are gonna be the best team. I mean,
Browns versus Jaguars next Super Bowl.
I still think the Ravens are gonna beat the Browns. The Bengals
Ravens-
still
Ravens-
suck.
oh,
Ravens been trying to build for like 5 years.
Ravens are gonna win division,
Mhm.
for sure. Browns maybe we'll
Close
get
to
a
the
wild card
division.
spot. It's Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns.
Bengals.
About
Bengals are
Saints.
Garbage.
I mean, Saints are always Super Bowl contenders. You know what I mean? But
Saints,
they're in the NFC South.
Drew Brees.
Man.
Drew Brees just wants that Super Bowl again. I feel like
Colin Cowherd, he was talking about it.
He got
said
screwed out
they
of the
might
Super
be,
Bowl. He
yeah,
got screwed out of
he
the
was
Super
saying they might
like-
be like deflated after like
Yeah,
two,
I mean,
basically
they're-
2 years in a row getting screwed out of it.
that last one, and that's been a relative topic for the last 3 years within the NFL, man.
Calls are terrible. The refs are terrible.
The refs have
They
definitely
literally
been
came out and said it was a mistake that the Saints would be in
coming
the Super Bowl.
out some like exactly. If you're doing something like that, then why don't you just switch the outcome of the Super Bowl then?
And of course, how about them Cowboys signing Randall Cobb, baby? That's a good move, man. They were
Who's
talking
throwing- who's throwing
about
the ball?
who's Cole Beasley again?
Hey,
who's that dude?
Who's throwing on the ball?
Dakota Rain Prescott, baby.
Garbage. A literal
Dakota
garbage can
Rain.
throwing on the ball.
All right, he's way better than
Prescott.
Cam. He's way better than Cam.
Cam was better than him last year and Cam had a bum shoulder.
Cam
the
is-
whole year.
Cam
He had
is
to
a
have shoulder
bum.
surgery.
Cam is a bum, man.
Listen,
Dakota is efficient. Okay, he may not get the numbers, but he's efficient, man. He's a grown ass
Dak.
man. Okay,
Dak.
I didn't like him, but now I like him. I gotta go all
Dak
in on
Prescott.
he
him
got
right
you now because they gave him money.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like he has
Hopefully
potential.
he takes it like
Definitely
20.
has potential.
Yeah. I hope he can learn to throw the ball here soon. That's what I'm hoping.
That's how I felt with Garrard. Garrard was supposed to come
you got
back
the
after his
Packers'
shoulder
third best
surgery.
receiver, and that's going to change
Yeah,
the
right.
rankings.
Oh,
Come on.
man.
Come on, bro.
Hey,
Jason
he's
Witten
better.
come
He's
back.
an upgrade from Cole Beasley.
40-year-old.
Mhm.
He's an upgrade from Cole
I
Beasley.
prefer Cole Beasley to be honest. Short little white guy.
Jaguars going.
We are
You
kinda
just
struggling
got
at
to
tight
you
end.
got to put
Yeah,
manifestation
Jason Witten,
into
come
it.
on, bro.
struggling at
Jaguars
tight
going to Super Bowl this year.
Hey man,
It's
you
gonna
never know,
happen.
man.
Hey, we're talking about teams.
You
New
never
York
know.
Giants are
We
doing
didn't
it.
think we were going to AFC Championship, but we did get screwed over that game. There was some sketchy calls within that one that screwed us out of the Super Bowl. So it's one of those referee things, man.
I mean,
Antonio
we could've
Brown
just
to the
not blown a
Raiders.
second half lead.
Antonio Brown to the Raiders.
I personally
John
think the
Gruden.
NFL is going to sway towards whoever's going to have more ticket sales in Super Bowl.
I think this AF league is actually. I don't
The
watch it at
AF is
all.
pretty good, bro.
I think it's gonna be good for football.
It's
Yeah.
Period. Just because people are gonna as long as they start entertaining.
Mhm.
I feel like we don't have those names yet.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited about
I know Johnny Manziel did. He just signed with
it. American
Memphis.
football, really?
They
He just signed with Memphis with I think it's Singletary and coaching Memphis.
Yeah, I think it's like week 5 in the AF
Yeah.
right now. I mean, the games.
And
I watched some
that's
games
more of
before.
like a entertainment move.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I feel like you know what I mean, but I
Just
think
wait till the
we start-
XFL comes out.
Yeah, what's it? That's the one that
XFL.
they're hitting hard, right?
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I want to.
Oh,
I want to
shit.
see this. I actually want to see this.
Yeah,
I think lingerie football was fun.
I
They
that's,
had-
I-
Hey, those were good
They were
games.
hitting.
Dude,
They were
they-
hitting each
they
other.
hit
And that's
harder than
really what it
dudes,
was.
It was entertaining.
They didn't play. They were
Yeah.
hitting harder than dudes.
They were.
coming after you, girl.
No, they were
Like,
really
oh, no.
hitting each other hard,
Yeah.
and that was
They didn't play
not
well.
like entertaining to watch, but as far as football goes or competitiveness,
Yeah,
like they were
yeah.
trying. You could tell that they were trying to win a game
Yeah.
when you would watch a football game. As far as like when I watch college, I know they're trying to win a game, but these guys are all like, these are people that been bred for this all their life or some shit like that. There's a level of
The lingerie
unentertainment.
was kind of different because it was like they were trying to sell the sexiness, but then when you watched it, you were like, these girls.
This is
actually
brute.
playing.
They're hitting
Like,
each
these
other.
girls
Like
are,
they're
calling
really,
plays.
Yeah,
they're
that was gonna be
really
like
hitting each
two getting
other.
touched. You'd be like, no, this is
Yeah.
football, bro.
Yeah,
It's
these
like,
girls
wait.
was
This is
knocking
football.
each other out,
This
yeah.
is like backyard football. And that's really what it reminded me of. Was like backyard football, but
Yeah.
with like minimum pads. These people are brutally hitting.
I
each
still
other.
feel like since Mark Sanchez is still in the league, I could be a freaking NFL quarterback. I don't care what nobody says.
Who?
Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez makes me believe I could even if I was a third string, even if I was third string, I could make it. I could. All right. I have to go do some conditioning and shit, figure out what's going on. with
Yeah,
my
you
arm.
take that press conference.
You know what I mean? Not for real. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Hey man, you
You never know. Maybe the next
Manifestation.
Like,
Do
yeah,
it.
man.
You
Like,
got
yeah,
it.
Do it. All right.
Do it.
I've been wanting to do a damn quarterback camp, dude. I think that'd be fun, dude. Have,
That would
like,
be cool.
A bunch of people like always get together.
Right.
And just run like do like a little quarterback camp. I don't know how long they've like a 3-day or 1-day quarterback camp.
I'd be down. I've been
That
trying
way
to
it's
get
not
us to
super
do like a
physical.
dodgeball competition within the company.
All the restaurants have dodgeball.
Yeah. Oh, I think we should do a flag football.
Because if we had like
Flag
guys
football,
smokers, like
dodgeball,
North Beach
kickball,
versus
all of
Julington
those, right.
versus-
I don't really want to play no dodgeball. I want to play some flag football.
Some flag football.
I wanna-
No, I'm saying if we
I wanna
had,
clip some people.
You know we're gonna be hitting each other though, like
Exactly.
for real. There's gonna be
some people on accident. Oh, my bad.
I
there's
said
gonna
Valley
be
Smoke might have a squad.
That would
Yeah.
that would start fights for real.
Yeah,
I
it would.
see fights
That's
hitting.
what I want, man. I don't think the company will allow it. They
No.
insurance wouldn't cover
Hey,
that.
we can
No.
play some. You know? Hey, it's not. We don't have sex.
There could-
we
Play
just show up like, hey, we're all gonna go to the park one day. We're just gonna show up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we should do. Call the day off.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody.
Do it early.
Be like everybody called the day off today.
I love that. I would love that, dude. That'd be so much fun.
I mean, there's some people. I mean, there's some people at work. We'd have in work. I mean, I wouldn't mind hitting some people at work with a dodgeball.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say any names.
I think that would be.
There's some-
I
there's
think
some
that would be
people
a
I
healthy
could clip
way
with
of
dodgeball.
expanding if you did have something like just a healthy, fun game of dodgeball.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. There's not too much you can go over. Yeah, somebody can get smacked in the face, I guess.
Oh, I'm gonna hit someone in the face.
Yeah, somebody's getting hit.
It's better than me hitting with a mean right at work one day. You know
I'm
what I'm
pretty
saying?
decent at
Throw a
dodgeball,
dodgeball.
from what I remember.
Who?
I'm pretty decent at dodgeball. from
Oh,
what I remember.
dodgeball. I miss dodgeball.
I gotta watch. I gotta brush up.
Kickball. I missed kickball. Do you ever play Stingray?
No.
It's kind of like putting a kickball on a tee and then hitting that thing as hard as you could
What's
with a
that one
baseball
game
bat.
with the badminton?
Badminton.
Badminton?
It's a
Badminton
little
with the
ball
shuttlecock?
with the.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
that
I
reminds
love
me
that. I
of
love that.
retirement home, to be honest.
Yeah, badminton's dope.
I'll say, man,
I
I
want
got-
to take some tennis lessons too.
I got like force
Tennis.
and fire in dodgeball. Like when my third grade teacher, right? She was a softball pitcher, like played college, like fast pitch.
Really?
And it was like it's weird when you think about now. Your teachers now were just like 22. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like weird to think about that. Like she was like a teacher, but she was probably like 25 or something. I
Right.
don't know, but she was like a softball fast pitch pitcher. So we played dodgeball. Like the one was like everyone's in a circle, right? And then there's like a few people in the middle, and everyone on the outside like throws people in the middle. You know, if you get hit, you go on the outside. You know what I mean? Until there's one person left. And
I
so
know
like
what
she
you're
would like throw like sidearm like this, and like underarm like this, and like there's one day she hit this kid in the ankles, literally flipped him over. He like fell on his head, and we couldn't play dodgeball at that school for the dodgeball
For
was
the
banned
rest
at
of
that
the year.
school.
What?
Dodgeball was banned at school because she was going hard, bro. So like we were taking
What?
some hits. So,
Savage.
Like I got
So you
force
were
and fire in dodgeball, man.
Yeah.
Because
Need
she
more
was
teachers
she was
like
messing kids up.
I'm gonna
bro.
teach you how to play
Yeah.
dodgeball.
She was messing kids up, bro. It was the fun thing I think.
Jailbreak was fun. Do y'all ever play Jailbreak?
No.
It was like a giant dodgeball, so you'd get like half of the gymnasium
Yeah,
on one
you
side
get
and half the
people go to
other.
jail and you go with the ball, bring
Uh-huh.
across it when it gets out of jail.
And then if you can throw the
Oh,
ball to the
that-
mats on the
yo,
other
yeah,
side,
that
you
was
break
fun.
everybody out of jail and then come back
That was
over.
fun.
That would last like a whole hour.
I
Sometimes
just
people
went
be
like
winning
an
though.
adult, this is like adult summer camp, you know? What I
Yeah.
mean? Just play all
Be
these
dope,
games.
man.
Adult summer
That would
camp.
be really healthy,
Like
honestly.
just a weekend would be dope, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on a Friday.
Hey, we can make friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
We're gonna canoe.
Exactly.
We're gonna play dodgeball.
We have sex.
We're gonna braid each other's hair.
What?
Here, I guess you could braid my chest hair or some shit.
Uh-huh.
I'm bad at adult summer
What
camp.
What the fuck?
You ever been to summer camp at all?
Oh yeah,
I
was
went to
adult
one summer camp when I was younger. It was through church actually, but all we did was like just fun entertainment
Me too,
things the whole
church,
entire
yeah.
time.
Man, that bunker, man. That bunker
went to some
was
good summer
deadly,
camps.
dude.
Second camp
Yeah.
ever was at a
Yeah.
summer camp. It was dope.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends gashed his eye
Really?
one time. And it was like, 'cause they were.
A kid got hit in the eyeball with mud.
I was like, thank God.
Oh,
I didn't go that
man.
year. You messed yourself up, dude. I don't want to be involved in that, dude.
I feel like there's one kid that always gets hurt. There's one kid that got mud in his eye and like scratched his whole eyeball, messed his whole shit up. And everybody was real nice to him. That kid's weak.
Got mud around my kid's weak.
Oh my god.
I got mud in my eye.
You're so
I didn't have
silly.
mud in my eye. I had a damn freaking tree branch in my eye. That stopped. All right.
Guess it was a rock that ended up scratching. But you scratch your eyeball, I can't imagine how that feels. And you're trying to feel a scratched eyeball.
But yeah,
Definitely. No, we done
feeling
ran
good,
through I
man.
think all of our
feeling
topics.
good. I think we did, man. I think we
Feeling
did.
positive.
And
It's been proactive day. A nice,
always good to have
locally
Kendrick
lit-
on, man. Always fun. Always fun
Nice
to have
I Love
Kendrick on,
Wednesdays.
man. And always good to chill with Ryan and
Most
chillax,
definitely,
man.
guys.
Appreciate y'all chilling. I heard there's auto-tune going on. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm T-Pain today.
Teddy
Ow.
Teddy Pendergrass.
Teddy Pendergrass down. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
in
But yeah,
love.
I think that's it. Y'all
Nah,
think we'll
man.
end it off the episode there, man.
I thank y'all guys for coming through. Thank you, Kendrick. Thank you, Matt, for always doing this, always having me as a co-host and everything. It's been fun to do this. It's been fun to like build our communities, link up local economy, try to teach the youth while we're doing so, and that's our message that we're gonna put out. for here on forth. I appreciate y'all. I have so much fun doing that. Thank
For
you
sure,
guys,
for sure.
everybody who tunes in. Thank you guys for watching.
May
Y'all
our
make
Father
this shit
bless you.
happen for us. So
Plus you a site.
Yeah.
I love Wednesdays.
We're out of here, man.
Season 2, episode 3. Cat.
Y'all have a great night.
I
Bada boom.
appreciate y'all.